Well, I came to talk about some of the economic challenges that the world is facing, primarily the kind of politicians' question, which is, how do we build back better, which all politicians want to do. But there are a lot of different ways of building back better, and there are, I would say, a lot of challenges in building back better. I hope that they will recognise that the world is perhaps a slightly more difficult place than might have seemed the case 10, 15 years ago. Some of the geopolitics clearly has deteriorated in recent years. One of the big issues with high levels of government debt is how do governments fund it? How do they pay for it? And I did suggest that taxation is one of the more obvious things to go for. And if you're going to go for taxes currently, you might be thinking of different ways of taxing the wealthy. And of course, the wealthy tend to be the people who send their kids to these kinds of schools. So I think that in terms of regarding how a new settlement might come through politically in the UK and elsewhere, taxing the rich might be an option in the years ahead, which of course has a direct consequence for the ability to pay fees and so on. I hope they'll think that some of the macroeconomic challenges are more puzzling perhaps than we might have thought a few years back, partly a consequence of the pandemic, but here we are today with people worrying for the first time in ages about inflation picking up, about the possibility of monetary tightening coming through. And of course there's all this government debt out there, which some people have become ever more nervous about. So all these things, I think, matter for public policy and also, I think, for how the economy itself behaves.